Welcome to 2026 Reading Challenge. It has been challenging, that's for certain. Book number 9, we should probably on book number 30. However, it's better late than never, as I like to say. And today's book I'm going to tell you about is something that I read. I knew about this book for a while, but then it took me a bit of time to pick it up. And I'm very happy that I have, because I think this might be the best book so far. So this is the Hyperfocus by Chris Bailey, How to Work Less and Achieve More. So this is 218 pages, small format. So, this is for a week of reading. This is perfect. I enjoyed it a lot. And it's compact. What was really surprising with this book, which probably is the most important element of it, is that sometimes when you read something, well, there will be main points of that book, and there will be about, I'm always focusing to extract 10 main sort of ideas. In this one, I have extracted 28. And the way how I do it, I will read the book through, and trusted friend pencil will mark the points which are the sort of points that I deem to see the most valuable, and then that's what I then put into the document. 10.99 in UK. That could be 11. That could be best 11 quid spent this year. Now, as ever with those projects, is that you will find attached documents. Now, this is a 2-page. Bit about an author with the intro, and of course the main 10 points which I have learned from this wonderful book. Chris is a Canadian-based writer in Ottawa. Slightly mad to get here, finished university, he turned down 2 full-time jobs offers instead of spend an entire running productivity experiment on himself. So that's really how this came to be, which is, this is really as extreme as you can do when you actually researching something, experimenting on yourself. Waking up 5:30 a.m., living in complete isolation, not using his smartphone only for an hour a day. Yeah, so this is the, sort of what he learned became the first book. So this is not actually that book. That was the first book, the Productivity Project. Just to be clear. This one actually is the latest book. Published recent book, 2018, Viking Penguin, landed in the UK on 6th of September. Very successful. Millions of copies sold, translated to 40 languages, thousands of ratings of Goodreads. It's fantastic. It really is. There is a lot there. We're going to go through 10, but as I said to you, it's 28 points that I have highlighted at the end when I finished reading this, and I was sitting in my computer looking at it, sort of rereading this quickly one more time, and I was looking at the things that I marked, and I was reading them, and I'm like, is it actually important? So this is only an excerpt of that. So, I guess I missed this, but I think this is the quote that I picked from this book. And, if I would have to summarize this book in one sentence, sentence quote, it will be, as you are what you eat, you are what you pay attention to. Yeah, it's a lot to it, right? Very, very sensible. The 10 points. Points number 1. Attention is the ingredient, not time. This is the whole foundation. Bailey argues that attention, not time, is the most important resource we have. When we invest our limited attention intelligently and deliberately, we focus more deeply and we think more clearly. Everything else in the book is built on top of this idea on top of this one idea. Yeah, I guess it's got the point, because time is limited. Yeah, they both are limited, but then I found that if I have a good night of sleep and I focus on the most hardest work from sort of 9 to 1, that's very much 80% of done. So there is a lot to it when you think about it. Then, second point, intention must come from attention. Attention without intention is wasted energy. The best way to become more productive is to choose what you want to accomplish before you begin working. Very true. I always find that when I go to bed, I put my things, etc. So I will take 2 minutes to write down, okay, what are the most important things, and you kind of wake up to that. So you kind of know where you go in it. But I suggest settling 3 daily intention. Well, I picked this from here. They suggest that setting 3 daily suggestions and identifying your single most consequential task, and then asking yourself honestly throughout the day, what is the most consequential thing I could be doing right now, and am I doing it? I think that's extremely valuable. Extremely. Don't set up. I know there's a 10 points, but with all this setting up the intention, etc., what is the most important point, and then go after it. Point number 3 is meta-awareness. Noticing what you're thinking about. Very powerful. This is becoming aware of what is currently occupying your mind. It sounds simple, and it's not. Our mind wanders a remarkable 47% of the time. The more often you notice what is sitting in your attention space, the faster you can pull yourself back when you drift. Very true. Very, very true. 47% of the time. I find as well for this work that I do, switch off the phone, put it in a separate room, stay in my office. I find this being helpful, because this habit of you don't really need it, but I checked. It's a habit, yeah. So I think you're kind of fighting yourself. You're fighting yourself against yourself. So it's not the easiest thing, but I think this is very, very important as well. So we move on. Point number 4: your attentional space is small, protected. Yeah. So this is the sort of amount of attention you got. At any one time, your attention space should be holding 2 things: what you intended to accomplish and what you're currently doing. I think that's very, very helpful, this, when you actually start to ponder about it. This is it. When you make your attention juggle too much, we stop noticing and stop remembering the details of our most important work. Yeah, I think this is where importance of starting one thing, getting it to the end. Don't get distracted by anything else. Point number 5. What I really like about it, there is a lot of the numbers here that are very valuable and worth bearing in mind. Task switching is expensive. One study found, listen to this is fascinating, that we have continually switching between tasks. The work takes 50% longer than doing the same task from start to finish. This is a residue that gets left behind every time you jump. The best moments to take a break after you finish something significant, so that residue can dissipate. Yeah, I find it that, when I have 1-2 things, okay, what is the something I could do? A little bit of movement, go make yourself a little coffee, etc., and then get back to it. But do something there, or as well changing the location where you work. I've got a couple of places where I can work at home. So I think that I find it that's helpful as well. It helps to break a bit of a pattern. 6, 1 hour of hyperfocus beats the whole day of scattered focus. True. This is counterintuitive, but it is essential. The more demands there are on your time, the more essential it becomes to choose carefully what you attend to. You are never too busy to hyperfocus. This is a great quote. You are never too busy to hyperfocus. Keep a distraction list. When something important surfaces, in your mind mid-task. Write it down so it does not slip through the crack, and get back to work. Yeah, I think sort of staying on the thing for, it's limited. What I found is if I can squeeze 4 hours in a day out of deep work, that's great. But then you've got a lot of the things where you can be a little bit distracted. Like sort of admin tasks, etc. But I think what he's going at here is that 1 hour of really deep work without interruption beats all day. Not always, but a lot of the time. 7. Scatter focus is the creative mode. If hyperfocus is your brain most productive mode, scatter focus is its most creative. And entering it is easy. You simply let your mind be. Go for a walk, a run, a bike ride, something that does not consume your attention fully. Here is what surprised me. Here is what surprised me. We only think about our goals 4% of the time when we immerse in a task, but 26% of the time in scatter focus mode. So it's not useful. It is useful, actually. It is extremely useful. Your mind automatically contrasts the future you want against the present you need to change. So it's complementary the way how the brain works thinking about those things. So this is something worth remembering. And it is something to be said when you work on something and you're so immersed in it, etc. It's good to write things down, etc., and then you come back to it next day and with the fresh pair of eyes. Oh, okay, that's what I'm missing, or I can improve it here, or I can improve it there, or tell someone. I find it as well very, very useful. Point number 8, take proper breaks. There is a rhythm to this. 2 simple rules from my research. Take a break at least every 90 minutes and break roughly for 15 minutes in every hour worked. Why 90? Because your mental energy oscillates in 90 minutes wave. I'm doing that for a week and I find it being true. Like 3 pomodoros for 30 minutes each. That's 90 minutes with sort of 10-15 minutes break. That's how much, but I know when I switch off the phone, etc., I'm doing a lot more than I would do otherwise. So there's a lot to it. So this is the 90-minute cycle, which is sort of as well the way we sleep. We make a break and reach one, walking through the bookstore, watching people in a cafe, discovering new cues and ideas. Scrolling your phone does not. So it's good to sort of break in from this to something, etc., and get back. Very important, very, very valuable, this sort of 90 minutes and so on. Now, number 9, I did a lot of it and I'm coming back to it. 15-minute sessions, morning and evening, and this makes a lot of difference. Meditation expands your working memory. The one practice proven in study after study to increase attention capacity. In one study, they introduced meditation to students preparing for GRE, very, very hard, very difficult exam. Their test scores rose by an average of 16%. It has also been shown to protect working memory during periods of high stress. And the practice itself is basically hyperfocus with training wheels. Return your attention to one object, usually your breath. Every time you notice you have drifted away. It does have that sort of flow, you wander and you coming back, etc. It helps you relax. More relaxed you're gonna be, more focused. It does have to do for sure something with the way the brainwave state works, etc. Especially when you work, something very difficult and challenging in organization or corporations, etc. In my opinion, doing 10 minutes 15 minutes meditation in the morning and the evening could massively 16%. That's a lot when you think about it. You're giving yourself great advantage here by practicing. Then point number 10, we are what we pay attention to. So choose the dots. Almost nothing influences our productivity and creativity as much as the information we have consumed in the past. Intelligence and creativity are not things we are simply born with. They are earned. We collect enough valuable dots and subjects, and when we become able to connect them, which is in the end the argument for reading books like this one at all. Yeah, I think this is this is a valuable addition, because when you think about it, all these projects began. If you want to become an expert of anything in the world, of anything, you can research what are the 10 books, what are the 10, 20 best books written on the topic in the world, and you can read them and then taking notes, etc. Effectively, it's going to put you in top 5% of people who know on the topic. So that's why I decided to do that topic, because I think it's all the end. I know there is a lot 10, but if you can pick 1, 2 of those points, it's going to be worthwhile. Yeah, I think this last addition is the whether at work or at home, the quality of your attention determines the quality of your life. And on that note, book number 8 is done. Thank you. Well, as ever, thank you for watching. Clearly, if you got to the end, you got some value out of it. And if you have, give us a like and a follow. We would appreciate that. All the best. I will speak to you soon. Actually, I'm recording something on Saturday, Friday or Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be next book, but it's going to be interesting as well, extremely valuable. All the best and speak to you soon.